Hey friends, welcome back. This is Ashley with Uncommon Roots Homestead, and today I want to talk about our brand new calf. That's right, Jeannie had her baby. First I'm going to show you some footage that we took right when we found out that she had her baby, and then I want to come back and I want to kind of show you what we're doing right now. Okay, so I just got over here to the land. Apologize for the audio. I don't have my mic, but I think that we've dropped a calf. Let's go see. Hey Mama, you wanna come eat? Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Hi, Jeannie girl. Hi, Mama. Come here, Mama. Come here. Hi. Oh, Jeannie, Mama. It's perfect. Come here, Mama. Come here. How you doing? You doing good? Good girl. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta get that baby. We gotta get that baby. Look, Mama. Hi. Hi, Mama. How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, that just happened, Mama. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do, I just got here, I'm getting my setup ready. So I am not milking to keep it, obviously. She just freshened 24 hours ago. Today I'm gonna milk out a little bit of colostrum just to freeze, make sure, I'm gonna do a good inspection, make sure the calf is getting all the quarters empty. She also has what we think is a dead quarter, so I'll show you what that looks like too. But I'm just gonna get all my supplies out and then I'm gonna walk down there and see how she's doing. Okay, so the setup so far, I've got a bucket of warm, soapy water. I just used some Castile soap on that, and I've got a rag in there. I'll use that to wash the udder. Again, I'm just kind of practicing for when we do this for real. I'm just gonna get colostrum today, so I don't have to go through all of this, but I'm gonna do it just so I know how. I have an iodine teat dip. I have some udder cream that I'm gonna be rubbing in, and then I have two buckets. One that I'm gonna milk directly into, and then one I'm gonna pour into. Both are clean and sterilized. So I gave her a little bit of feed, got her harnessed. I'm gonna go try to find her and see if we can't bring her and the calf back up from the woods. Whew. So that is harder than it looks. If you're joining me for the first time and you're thinking about getting a Dexter family milk cow and you don't have any idea where to start, and you're just wondering like what it's going to be like, it's harder than it looks. So Jeanie has one quarter that the vet thinks is a dead quarter. I'm not really sure. We're not sure. It's hard. I'll show you what they look like. All right, so the dead quarter is that front quarter. It's super, oops, she's gonna walk away from me. It's a little bit shorter than the others. You can kind of see as she walks what her udder looks like. This is 24 hours after freshening. And that front right quarter, right here, hey Jeanie Mama, this one, see how full that is? It feels like a rock, and nothing will come out. But it's not hot to the touch, and it doesn't seem to be bringing her pain. So the vet thinks that it might be a dead quarter, which just means that quarter doesn't produce milk. Sometimes it can be hard and inflamed, sometimes it's not. It's concerning me a little because it does seem so bulging. We just don't want that to develop into mastitis. So the risk, obviously, is mastitis. We don't want that. The vet told us to keep an eye on it, and if it changes, to let him know. At this point, the flies are really bad today. At this point, I'm not sure if we should call the vet back or not. She's acting normal. She's not acting like it hurts when I, was tugging on it. It's still not releasing any milk. The calf is doing a really good job at emptying out the other quarters. I mean, I was gonna milk today to get a little bit of colostrum, and this is how much I got. So much. But she's eating like normal. She seems to be in good spirits. So we're just gonna keep an eye on it and make sure she doesn't develop a temperature, make sure it doesn't get any harder, and kind of see what happens. I'm gonna try to get her a better fly spray. So I know what you guys really wanna see, knowing that Jeanie calved 24 hours ago, is the calf. Hi, sweetie. Aren't you just stunning? I mean, how gorgeous is this calf? Just a perfect little, I think, heifer. You would think I placed her in these flowers. She's just so beautiful there, but she did that herself. What are you doing, Jeanie? You trying to get the only little bit of milk that I got? Is that what you're trying to do? That's colostrum for your baby. It's for your baby. So at this point, my goal coming today was to kind of practice a milking routine. Obviously, we're not milking for us yet. A cow's milk production will gradually increase. So right now the calf doesn't need that much. So her body doesn't actually make all that much. It makes enough for the calf, and that's about it. What we'll do is about, a few days from now, we'll start milking her more consistently and just see how much we can get. And then when the sweet calf is about 2 months old, we'll start separating them for 10 to 12 hours, probably at night, and then milking Jeanie out fully in the morning, and the calf will still get everything it needs during the day. So that's our plan. We're excited to have you with us on this journey of our first milk cow. We're learning as we go and trying to be the best stewards of these animals as we can be. And sometimes that means that we care a little bit too much. Sometimes it means that we get anxiety and stress and worry over things that ultimately we can't control. But that just means that we care, and it means that we're doing this right, in my opinion. I never want to get to a place, like I say all the time, where I am not thinking so much about these things and worried about them, and making sure that I do as much research as possible and trying to make the best decisions for not only my human family, but my extended animal family as well. So some of the questions that we've had, like what are we going to do with the calf? because this is a heifer calf, we are going to keep her and actually raise her out for a family milk cow. Dexters don't give that much milk, so having 2 on rotation will help us to have milk throughout the year, and also help us to have a little bit more so we can do things like make cheese and things like that. And it'll give Jeanie a friend. But yeah, my purpose today was just to test out my process. We are trying to milk her without a stanchion. We do have everything to make a stanchion. We have an antique stanchion that we need to mount on some wood and create something that we could milk in all the time. I'm just wondering if we need to do that. Jeanie is pretty darn good. She stands pretty still. So I think we might just try to milk her that way. The only time she gets antsy and wanted to move away was when the calf wasn't right there, which we can actually just tie the calf up right by her head so that she could stay there as well. So I think we're gonna work through those kinks over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll find a rhythm. And this is what Jeanie's here for. She's here to be our family milk cow. So we are going to figure it out. No matter how long it takes, that's our end goal here. So, Jeanie, you in it to win it? Yeah? You're a good mama. Lady. Hi, sweet babe. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, you look so pretty in these flowers. I'm gonna take a picture. Hey friends, it is the next day. It's just one of those things that's gonna take a little bit of a learning curve, but I wanted to show you some changes that I'm making today versus what I did yesterday. I actually moved Jeanie's food in here. I'm gonna try to tie her up here to the barn. I'm gonna see if this is a little bit better. I want to find a good setup, so like, you know, if it's raining, I'm not in the rain. And also I think what we're gonna do is build a shelf up here where I can store, like set all of this stuff, because setting it on the floor is just kind of a mess, and we're trying to find like a sanitary way to do all of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab Jeanie, who is actually up here and ready, and she looks pretty full. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab her and see if we can get any colostrum out today. Okay, so I felt like our process there was better, like having her set up here, having my setup there. I felt like I had all of the things I needed, but she had left the calf down in the woods and she wouldn't let down. I got like nothing. So there's that. I didn't do the post dip either. I should probably do that. Such a learning curve. But Jeanie's a good mom. She's taking care of that baby really well. There they go. Luckily, my goal is not to start milking for us until next week. We're gonna need to figure out a little bit of a better system. I think we might start getting a halter on the baby and tying her up in the barn too while we milk, just so Jeanie is a little bit more comfortable. She definitely gets a little bit antsy when they're separated. You're a good mama. Good mama. Good girl. Good mama. You're a good mama. Good mama. And the calf is not wanting for anything. She definitely is getting enough to eat. And she seems to be doing really good. Running after her mom now. Well, we'll keep trying. Rome wasn't built in a day. I am getting really used to having cow poop all over me. That's a new thing that I wasn't, used to before. But yeah, so this is the real life, right? Like, this is how it actually is. I watched so many videos before our time was here, when Jeannie was pregnant, even before we got Jeannie, on milking and milking a Dexter and like milking your first time milking and all these things. And what I found was a lot of like really experienced people who had really great tips and advice, but like they were really experienced and they knew what they were doing. And I didn't see a lot of like this. And I know that this is normal. Like, you're not just born knowing how to milk a cow. There's going to be trial and error. Every cow is going to be different. Every breed is going to be different. There are so many factors to that. So I'm trying to give myself grace because I know that there's a lot left to learn. And thankfully Jeannie is a really awesome cow. She's super patient. She got a little antsy, you saw there at the end, but for the most part, she's a great cow. And we're gonna figure this out together, whether she likes it or not. So what I'm gonna do right now is actually take my iodine dip, go chase her through the woods to dip her, because I want to make sure that we kind of sanitize on the way out so nothing gets up into those teats that are open, because I was just trying to milk her. Even though the calf is going to suck on it, it's just kind of a good practice. Unless the calf is nursing right now. If the calf is down there nursing, then I'll just ignore it. But I think the calf nursed right before I got here, so I'm going to give it a go and see, and guess we'll go from there. Okay, bye, Jeannie. You're a good mama. Bye, sweet babe. You're a good girl. You're very cute. And you're a good mama. And someday you'll be a good milk cow. We're working on it. So one thing I did want to say is that I'm really impressed by Jeannie, because today when I got here, she walked right up and came to see me. So she knew that like she was supposed to come up here, which yesterday I had to go halter her and get her. So I'm gonna take that as a win. So I was just thinking about the feelings that I'm feeling right now. A little bit of defeat, a little bit of fear, like fear that what if, Jeannie's whole purpose here on our farm is to be a milk cow, and what if that doesn't work? What if it's me? What if like I just don't know how to milk her well enough? And I was just thinking about it, and it's so similar to like the feeling when you're a new mom and you're breastfeeding and you're trying to figure all of that out for the first time. If you have ever been in that position, or your significant other, or someone that there's like so much of this unknown at the very beginning where you're like, man, it just isn't gonna work. Like, it's just, you want to just give up, and you want to just be like, there's not enough. She's not making milk. She's not letting any down. Like, it's just not going to work. And I know better. I know, having done this twice with human babies, that it will work, and we will find a rhythm, and she will let her milk down. And I think she's going to be a great family milk cow. But today, day 3 after freshening, I feel a little defeated. But I want to tell you that because if you're in a similar position watching this, maybe months from now when we're getting milk and everything has changed, I want you to know, and I want to remember that I felt defeated, and I felt like I couldn't do it, and I felt like she couldn't do it, and I felt like it wasn't going to work. And I know that that's not the end of our story. So I'm gonna have faith in Jeanie. I know that she's a good mom, and I know she's gonna be a great milk cow. She has so many characteristics that would be so hard if she didn't have. And it's worth it. Sustainability doesn't come easy, and self-sufficiency doesn't come easy. It's what we signed up for, and I could easily go to the grocery store and buy a gallon of milk, and I might have to. You know, I might have to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're in it for the long haul, and we're in it for the hard parts. Also, I figured while I was out here kind of just hanging with you, I'd show you the house, or the basement, I guess is a more apt way to put it. But it's starting to look like a house. So in just a couple months, I will be walking in front of a farmhouse. That'll be my kitchen up there to grab the eggs. I had a really good George stick, and it's disappeared. So I think I'm gonna need to bring Fury in, because I gotta close the gate and get some eggs. And George he's been super cranky lately. Like, attacked Isla this morning, needs to go to freezer camp. Also, I was just thinking, we were supposed to get hit with the cicadas that are everywhere. We haven't seen any yet. Maybe I should knock on wood before I say that. Going up towards the house. But yeah, I mean, everybody else around us is seeing them, and we're not seeing them yet. So I wonder if we're gonna get them at all. Okay, I just need you guys to appreciate how bad this is. Look at this. This tomato plant, this is its top. He's like laying down and becoming a bush. I need to get these staked up like soon. So many things to do, so little time to do them in. My lettuce is all looking a little bit rough. It's hot, thirsty. I'm gonna give this garden some water. Whew, and I got the entire garden watered. We are headed out of town on Thursday, and so there's a couple things we gotta do before we go. I've got 2 elderberry bushes and a pawpaw tree that I need to get planted. We just have had such a dry spell here. The last 3 weeks we haven't gotten any rain. So I was kind of holding off, like hoping we would get some rain and I could plant them when the soil was not bone dry, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. I need to get my potatoes in the ground. Those beds are ready. So many things, but I've learned that the best way for me to attack anything on the homestead working full time is, obviously it's a joint effort, right? Kevin does 90% of the things that we need to do around here, but for the 10% that I need to do, I just try to make manageable pieces out of them and try to be okay with just getting those things done and not accomplishing everything on my list all in one day, which is hard for me. I'm definitely a type A. I want to get everything done. I have a list of things, and I'm very motivated by getting those things done and accomplishing those things. But sometimes in the garden and on the homestead, it's important to be flexible with yourself, and it's important to give yourself grace and only take off the bites that you can chew. So that's what I'm doing. I have tomorrow before we leave. So I'll come over, I'll do Jeanie. That's become pretty quick because she's not letting her milk down. So I'll tie up the calf tomorrow and see how far we get with her. And then I'll get my potatoes in the ground and start tying up my tomatoes. But my goal, and that's the other thing, I like to set goals. So my goal is to have all of my tomatoes up and pruned by next week because they're getting a little out of control and they're starting to fall over, and I don't want them to start setting roots in those places. So those are my goals. You can hold me to them. But this is real life. This is what gardening and a huge garden, when you have other things on your plate, looks like. And sometimes I think it's easy to watch other people who have large gardens and like that's their entire life. Like that's what they do. And it's easy to be like, man, like my space isn't as neat as theirs, or my plants aren't as advanced as theirs, or, you know, my garden's not as big as theirs. And then you kind of get to that place where you're like, I couldn't handle everything that they're handling. And so it's good. It's good to be in the season that you're in, because sometimes you couldn't handle if there was more. And that's kind of how I feel. You know, if we expanded this garden and had twice the space this year, like what I want to do next year, I couldn't handle it this year because we don't live here. There's so many other things going on. We're learning to milk a cow for the first time. Like there's so many other things happening on the homestead that I'm thankful that this is the garden space that I have this year, because even with this, I feel slightly overwhelmed sometimes. So I hope that brings you some level of comfort, and, you know, watching my disarray and my mess of a garden, I hope that it encourages you to create a mess of your own. So thank you for joining me today. You always have a place on our homestead, and especially in my garden. Until next time.